first week of Aztec football's fall camp in the books. The new Pac-12 era of football. Oops, I didn't say it right. The new Pac-12 era of football officially getting underway. Steve Perez here with Aztecs All In. And aside from Aztecs fall camp tidbits that include more about the quarterback position, a look at the defense and its cornerbacks, we've got dates you can mark on your calendar if you'd like to get a free preview yourself at Snapdragon Stadium, and also a first-hand local look at the new Pac-12 women's golf competition. We take a pause, though, from the discussion over who hits harder between Lucky Sutton and Brady Nassar, and shift to who has the best abs on the team.
Guys, dinner's getting cold.
You know what's not getting cold? This hot stack of abjacks, son. Pow, 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 pow,
Okay,
pow,
thanks,
pow,
Morty.
pow.
A lot of pow, 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 pow going on Montezuma Mesa. Fall camp for football underway. Expectations already high. In a preseason media poll organized by the Denver Gazette, San Diego State picked to finish second in the new Pac-12, right behind overwhelming favorite Boise State. Aztecs even collected one first-place vote. After the first full practice on Wednesday, edge Brady Nassar already looking past regular season finishes.
Pac-12 championship. Look for that in the Snapdragon. Undefeated at home.
I like the projection.
Yeah, there you go.
Head coach Sean Lewis doing his part to help pack the place for that run. On day one, he made a direct pitch to fans and highlighted a new ticket deal that dropped the same day.
Excited about where we're at, where we're going. Also excited about the family 4-pack that's getting released today, if it hasn't already dropped, right, where you can bring 4 of your best friends. It might be family, might be friends, but 4 tickets plus parking, only $76. It's an unbelievable value. It's a great opportunity, right, to get into Snapdragon, the best college football stadium to watch a game at, to watch a great product, a great group of young men, and for us to spend all of our Saturdays at Snapdragon together. So can't wait to see the community come out and compete with us. Man, when we had 30,000 in there for the Cal game, it really made a difference, and looking forward to everyone being able to, buy their tickets, be with us here in a short while.
Nassar agrees the home environment can be a real difference maker after last year's perfect mark at Snapdragon.
Hopefully we get more fans around this season because, it's such a good year at home. There were some great games last year where the people showed up. I think if we bring the fans, bring the energy, nothing can stop us. So I think that's kind of what we're going to bring. Hopefully the fans bring juice with us.
Both sides of the ball noticing something different on the practice field itself. The summer conditioning under Coach Sobel and the strength staff paid off immediately.
This summer we were running a lot, more than we have ever ran since Coach Sobel has gotten here, because we have to speed up this offense this season, and I feel like it's going to pay off. It's paid off for me today. I felt we were running some tempo, and normally last year we were running some tempo, and after the third play you start feeling breath getting a little bit heavier, but today it felt like a breeze.
I think we're flying around today. I think it was faster than last year's day one. I think it's credit to Sobel and the strength staff on our conditioning over summer. I think guys are in shape, so we could go at a different tempo than we have in the past.
So that extra juice arriving just in time, a time when continuity on offense and leadership across the roster matter more than ever. Lewis has 18 players who have been with him since year one. He calls them a variation of the force.
It's impactful, right? I mean, to have a team meeting yesterday, and you look at a Brady Nassar who's sitting there in the front row, right? You got Lucky who's sitting in the front row. Even Joe, who came after the spring portal then, that has been with us, and the rest of those other 15 guys who have been with us from the beginning, right? They get to be an extension of the staff, and so when we talk about doing it the Aztec way and doing it our way, right? They're really force multipliers who help champion that message, right? That they know and understand. They're going to grab guys right now and when Coach tells you, you got to prioritize your rest, your recovery, your hydration, your nutrition, and getting in the ice tubs. Robbie's walking off here, and Robbie's brand new, and Crosby's brand new, and they're okay, cool, that's nice coach speak, right? But there'll be an older guy that grabs them and be hey, that ain't coach speak. That's the way that we live. Come get your butt in the tub, right? Go stuff your face and get some good food. Have a protein shake. Food is fuel. All those things matter, and the way that we play, it's really a lifestyle.
Lucky Sutton, one of those returning leaders, is treating every practice like it could be his last.
It's my final year playing in college, so every day is like a last day for me. It's the first day of camp. last day, my senior year. So it's just, taking it all in, not taking anything for granted, and, sharing my wisdom to all the young guys and new guys to the team.
On the defensive side, Nassar and the edges preaching the same standard despite a lot of new faces.
We're a violent team. Like, every time we get break, we talk about click, clack, boom, which is like an explosion. Like, we're going to get off the ball fast, we're going to hit people hard, we're going to be communicative, and we're going to take over games as a unit. So I think key word is explosive, key word is violent, things like that.
Coach Lou clear-eyed about the noise that comes with a second-place preseason pick.
2 years ago, we were picked second to last in the conference that we were in. Now we're picked, second from first. Like, okay. Like, so what now? Like, none of that noise matters, right? Like, and that's the beauty of camp. We got to get to put that bubble up and live in our little bubble and tune all that other stuff out.
Football back on the Mesa, day one of the books. The tempo is up, veterans leading, the conditioning is showing, and the invitation is out for more fans to join the climb. Next stop for the public, the free open scrimmage first Saturday at Snapdragon on August 15th. Day two brought a quarterbacks preview. Jayden Denegal anchors the room. And did you know San Diego State has opened the last 8 seasons with a different starting quarterback? That streak ends this year. Jayden Denegal returns as the clear number 1, healthy after a 2025 campaign in which he started every regular season game despite injuries to both shoulders. The 6'5", 230-pound Apple Valley product and Michigan transfer threw for 1,807 yards, 9 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, while playing through a non-throwing left shoulder injury. It was suffered early in the season opener, and then later dealing with what they characterize as fatigue in his throwing shoulder, but he underwent surgery on that left shoulder after the regular season, missed the New Mexico Bowl, arrived at fall camp, though, fully recovered. Offensive coordinator and quarterbacks coach Matt Johnson has made no secret of how different the room feels with the returning starter. Speaking to the San Diego Union Tribune, Kirk Kenney, after an early camp practice, Johnson said, "For the first time for me personally in 4 years, I have a returning quarterback. It's naturally different. You're naturally having a higher level of conversations." Johnson also pointed to Denegal's leadership and the natural year 2 jump as a starter. He tells the UT JD bringing back a ton of leadership for the offense. In addition to the experience, he's bringing back a level of maturity. The guy's gone through the system, right? On the physical side, Johnson told the UT that Denegal's starting to look like last year before the injury happened, adding the ball popping out of his hands again, and that the fluttering seen at times in 2025 is gone. And JD, or Denny, whatever you want to call him, Jayden can always make yards with his legs if he didn't see anything else downfield or if he sees an opening. So from here, unless Denegal is truly incapacitated, expect him to take the overwhelming majority of the snaps. That's both a reflection of the toughness he showed last season and of head coach Sean Lewis' established tendency to ride his offensive starters hard. Lewis has repeatedly shown a preference for continuity and trust once a player has earned the job, keeping proven performers on the field even when they may be less than 100%, rather than turning to unproven options. The approach prioritizes experience, chemistry, and knowing that Aztec fast tempo that relies on players who already know the system cold. Remaining quarterbacks in order of likelihood to see the field during the regular season: Stone Saunders, a redshirt freshman, 6'1", 222 pounds, transfer from Kentucky. He is called the clear number 2 at this point. An early enrollee, took significant spring reps. Johnson has praised his arm talent and off-field work ethic. Drayden Trudeau, a Mission Viejo walk-on, is listed next on the early depth chart. A local product, redshirted last season and continues to develop. There's Brady Campbell, a true freshman still early in the learning curve. Johnson has described the volume of information as drinking out of a fire hose for those trying to catch on to the way the Aztec fast offense is supposed to operate. Denegal's health and the continuity he provides give the Aztecs something they have not had in nearly a decade at the most important position. The rest of the room is young and unproven in game action, which only reinforces the expectation that the senior will be the one under center for as long as he is upright. In our last episode, Jayden told us that he feels amazing and ready to take on the challenges in his senior season leading the offense. On defense, Demetrius Sumner isn't new to San Diego State. Cathedral Catholic product has been on the staff for years, coaching defensive backs and helping shape the secondary. This season, he takes the biggest step yet. Defensive coordinator for the Aztecs in their first year in the new Pac-12. We caught up with him on Friday, day 3 of fall camp.
I mean, it's a leadership role. Obviously, it's a little more time demanding, right? You got to worry about a lot more things, a lot more meetings. But it's something that I've kind of been working towards for a while. All the coordinators I worked for before have kind of given me some responsibility. I expressed that was a goal of mine. Coach Lewis has always given me extra responsibility, kind of prepared me for the moment. And we got a great staff on the defensive side that, you know what I mean, a great leader knows how to delegate and lean on those guys. And if they got a better idea than I got, we're going to go with that idea. So I think a combination of just preparing before I got the role and then also having a great staff around me.
Sumner says the move feels natural because the groundwork was laid. He also makes clear the defense will continue to be defined by the same standard that he grew up around, and that same standard Rocky Long drilled into generations of Aztecs that marked the beginning of a legacy of winning records and conference championships.
I'll never not hear Coach Long's voice in the back line. Don't be soft. Get to the ball.
That mindset shows up in how he talks about leadership inside the room. Sumner points to quiet lead-by-example players, guys like Jelani Whitmore and Josh Hunter, and a simple rule that he keeps repeating.
And we always say, like, forget what you say. What does the film say? All right, you say whatever. So when we're watching the film, there's no sound on the film, right? And so, hey, point out the guys that are doing it the right way, that are doing it to the expectation of Aztec defense. And we got a lot of guys that have done that before, and so that's how they're teaching the new guys.
And when it comes to the type of player San Diego State wants wearing the red and black, Sumner doesn't hesitate.
I think the first thing you want is a kid with good character, right? And comes from a good family. And sometimes, you know, they may not have a great family home life situation, but you want to get a kid with good character, good principles, good morals, because typically good people are going to be good football players. So that's really the first thing we look at. Then obviously it's the measurement things, right? Height, weight, speed. You want athletic length on the defensive side of the ball. And then we're all about toughness. You know what I mean? We always say the worst thing you can be on the football field is soft. So I don't care how fast you run, how pretty you are. If you're not going to go tackle somebody, which is what we have to do on defense, you're probably not going to be playing for the Aztecs. So, you know, it's going to be character first. It's going to be athletic length, speed, football intelligence, right? And then toughness is always going to be a big part of it.
Most recent seasons under Sean Lewis have seen the use of a 4-2-5 defense. You got your 4 down linemen, 2 linebackers, and 5 defensive backs on the field, giving the secondary the flexibility to match spread and tempo offenses while still generating pressure up front. Sumner has described putting his own stamp on the scheme, maybe leaning more toward aggressive with pressure and negative play creation than the previous year, while also keeping the core Aztec identity of running to the football and playing physical. Unlike the chaos-heavy 3-3-5 stack popularized under Rocky Long, the 4-2-5 prioritizes coverage integrity and disciplined gap control first and then attacks from there. To the cornerback room now, which has some big shoes to fill this season. 2 starters from a year ago are gone. Sumner making it clear the competition remains wide open.
It's a very premature depth chart. Like, guys are still going to compete all the way until we get to week 1 of the season. So we got a lot of time, not too much, but we got a little bit of time for guys to compete for who's going to be walking out there first. No, I wouldn't say anybody's got to start dropping off now yet. Yeah.
One of the 2 corners made available this week was senior Jelani Whitmore. Whitmore missed all of last season after tearing his ACL and PLC in camp a year ago. The ACL, it's a well-known ligament in the middle of the knee. The PLC is another group of ligaments and tendons on the outside back of the knee that help keep it stable whenever you try to twist or plant. And tearing both of those made the recovery longer than just that standard ACL. It's a full 12 months of effort. Whitmore, though, says he's back, feeling strong, counting his blessings.
Just lean on your support staff, your family, your friends, everyone. They all care about you. They all want you to make it back from this injury and just remain positive, Just be grateful for everything you have. There's a lot worse things that could happen. Some people are sick. Some people are battling some real things. So, just being blessed, every part of the journey. Once you get off crutches, be blessed to walk. Once you're able to run, be blessed to run.
Whitmore has been in the program since the COVID year. Most of his original classmates have moved on. He's one of the few who stayed, working the entire time under the same position coach and now his defensive coordinator. Sumner points to that longevity and quiet consistency.
Jelani Whitmore doesn't say a lot, but just a guy that's been here a long time, knows the expectation, has done his plate in games for us.
The standard Sumner keeps reinforcing for everyone in that room, including the guys competing to replace last year's starters, is the same one he grew up with.
It's intense, no joke at all. Like you hear it, you see all the videos and the clips, and you're thinking, every football team is trying to, but it's for real. It's really intense. It's full speed every play. There's no breaks. It's full speed Aztec football, literally Aztec football, full speed every play. Like the videos and clips you see are for real, literally, yeah.
That's the voice of Portal Edition Mike Lindsay, a sophomore who transferred from Idaho State. One of the new faces in a young cornerback's room competing for those snaps. I had just asked him about what he had learned about Aztec football since joining the program. Lindsay says the intensity that shows up on the web and social media is no exaggeration. Lindsay grew up in the Central Valley, played baseball, and, basketball. He told the UT's Kirk Kenny in the spring that his Aunt Cheryl and Uncle Reggie, as in Reggie and Cheryl Miller, still had game and whooped him on the court in pickup games, despite all of his trash talking. So competitiveness runs in the family. He didn't start playing football until maybe midway through high school, making him relatively new to the game compared to most collegiate corners. At Idaho State in 2025, 28 tackles, 5 pass breakups, 1 interception in 10 games. His reputation is for having strong ball tracking skills. His baseball background supposedly helps. And length for press coverage. Head coach Sean Lewis, other coaches have mentioned his spring showing as fuel for consistent work in a secondary, with one starter in Chris Johnson picked 27th overall by Miami, and Bryce Phillips trying to catch on with the Kansas City Chiefs. Lindsay's only offer out of high school came from Idaho State. He took it, played in the snow and the cold that he wasn't used to as a California kid, and he used being under-recruited as fuel. When the chance came to jump to San Diego State and the new Pac-12, he took it. Sumner has already noted Lindsay's progress since arriving, and senior corner Jelani Whitmore, one of the few holdovers in the room, has emphasized the same standard, the mantra of playing hard-nosed football, learning the defense, and being ready every day. For Lindsay, the biggest jump he's trying to make isn't physical.
The biggest growth I got over the offseason was really my mind, and I think the mental aspect is what will take you to the next level.
So he's spending extra time on film, learning formations and concepts, and trying to see the whole field the way a veteran corner does. After that late start in the sport and one stop in the snow at Idaho State, Lindsay's clear about why he is here: to earn a role, compete, and prove the under-recruited kid belongs on this stage in an Aztec uniform. Back to our cornerbacks room notes. Jason Oliver is a Sacramento State transfer and is a senior. The most experienced newcomer in the room, started 10 of 12 games for the Hornets in 2025. He earned honorable mention, all Big Sky honors. A Bakersfield native, began his career at Colorado before landing at Sac State. Asked about him and learned he was hurt, the UT noted he was watching practice on a knee scooter and then later in a left knee brace, so his availability and ramp-up time remain a watch item as the competition unfolds. There's Jamison Starks, a sophomore, Foothill College transfer. He is lengthy, 6'2", 180 pounds, produced immediately at the junior college level, weighed multiple Division I offers, reportedly, before deciding on the Aztecs. He is listed first on Sumner's wide-open preseason depth chart at left cornerback. Viewed as a guy with a high upside, he is a long athlete who can press and disrupt. Caleb Ricks, a sophomore and an Idaho transfer, 6'1", 195 pounds, a corner who played all 12 games as a true freshman at Idaho. He earned FCS Freshman All-American recognition, posted the highest forced incompletion rate among FCS corners. Younger brother of former LSU, Alabama, and Philadelphia Eagles corner Elias Ricks out of Rancho Cucamonga, listed on the right side of the early depth chart behind Mike Lindsay. So the cornerbacks room close to a complete reload after the departure of last year's starters. Sumner has stressed that no jobs are locked and the competition will run into week 1. Whitmore bringing program continuity, hard-earned experience after the long rehab. Lindsay and the portal group bringing length, competitive fire, and varying levels of experience and production. Early tests arrive quickly. There's a road trip to UCLA in week 2, followed by James Madison at Snapdragon. The Sternest Conference Challenge looms later. A November road game at Boise State, the preseason favorite in the new Pac-12, and a program that consistently stresses corners with tempo and playmakers. How quickly this group gels and holds up under that kind of pressure and stays in one piece will go a long way toward determining how far the Aztec defense can climb in year 1 of the new Pac-12. Speaking of the new Pac-12, 5 Aztecs named to the new Pac-12 preseason impact list. The announcement coming from the league on Thursday. We spoke to all 5 last episode on Aztecs All In. Running back Lucky Sutton, wide receiver Jordan Napier, offensive lineman Joe. Wait a minute, does he want to be called Joseph from now on? He's the biggest guy on the team, so if he wants to be called Joseph, he's now Joseph. Okay, Joseph Borjan. The list also includes defensive linebacker Tana Latuli, who Coach Sumner mentioned has only one speed, and that's full bore, whether it's practice or game night. And finally, defensive lineman Gabriel Lightfoot. I know you're just itching to see some Aztecs hitting in their unis prior to the season actually getting underway in 2026, so the San Diego State football team is hosting the first Saturday at Snapdragon Stadium, Saturday, August 15th. Admission and parking free at the event, but fans must claim tickets beforehand. Aztecs will begin scrimmaging at 5:30 p.m. For more details, check out GoAztecs.com, where you can also learn about picking up season seats for individual games. Speaking of intriguing calendar dates, what about this one for the Aztec women's golf team? They get to host the first Pac-12 championship tournament. It's all going down at the Farms, Aztecs home course, April 15th through the 17th in Rancho Santa Fe. Should be some high-caliber competition going on there. And another important date for golf lovers, the NCAA championships for the women, the National Championships of College Golf, scheduled May 22nd through the 26th in Carlsbad at Omni La Costa Resort. The first Pac-12 season tournament for the Lady Aztecs starts September 8th through 9th at the Tulane Classic, TPC, Louisiana, in Nolens. The other local tournament on tap is the Heights in San Diego, the Molly Collegiate Invite, February 15th and 16th. All right, promised something on how to get them killer abs and just a lighthearted bit from Friday's meetup with cornerback Mike Lindsay, who showed up shirtless in front of the media and wanted to know if he needed to put on a shirt. We said the heck with it, and naturally inquiring minds wanted to know his secret on how to get that power stack of abjacks just like Morty.
Pow, 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 pow.
All right, Morty, you freaking tune. Let the real people speak.
Who has the best abs on the team?
Me, then probably one of the receivers. Is that question 1?
What's the secret to great abs, right?
A lot of sit-ups. You got to do a lot of work on your own. Build the core. Planks. It'll get right over time. Hydrate. I think in reality, if you're working hard enough, you can eat what you want. But of course, you want to lean towards eating healthy, you know, but
I think your metabolism is probably a little faster than ours.
yeah, I need to gain weight, you know, so I'm trying to eat whatever I can. It's like a black hole in here, so I'm always hungry.
I gotta miss those days. Enjoy your ability to throw down while you're young, Mike, but listen to your nutritionists and go easy on the cheesy poofs. All right, time to get out of here before Morty starts up again.
Pow, 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 pow.
Shoot, too late. Just don't forget to follow us on the X at Aztecs_all_in. And there are plenty of places on the web to like and subscribe wherever you enjoy your favorite podcast. Lots of Spotify listeners, which is great. But there's also the OG podcast site, apple.com. And you can also check us out on iHeart.com, which incidentally carries the official Aztecs football broadcast on San Diego Sports, AM 760. And we promise seriously to actually start going to the mailbag if you drop an email to our account at the almighty Google, aztecsallin@gmail.com, and we'll answer you in an upcoming episode of Aztecs All In. So, until next time, this is Steve Perez thanking you for giving us a spin right here on Aztecs All In.
Pow, 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 pow.
Get out of here, Morty. I know I could do planks all day, I think, and I don't think I'd have those kind of abs anymore at this point.